The Galactic Assembly was a marvel of unity, a sprawling consortium of species, each bringing their unique perspectives to the shared table of progress. Yet, for all its diversity, one rule reigned supreme among its fleets. Ships were tools, not symbols. They bore designations of cold precision, numbers, functions, and codes that conveyed their purpose, without the excess of sentiment. To the galaxy, sentimentality was inefficiency, an indulgence reserved for the naive or inexperienced. When humanity entered the assembly, it did so with characteristic audacity. They were a species whose reach far exceeded their grasp, whose boldness bordered on recklessness. But more than anything, humanity was peculiar in its traditions. The most baffling of these quirks became evident when their first fleet joined the alliance. Each ship bore a name, not a designation or a code, but a name: Dauntless, Resolute, Endeavor. The Assembly's elder species viewed this practice with thinly veiled disdain. The Derexians, the most calculating minds in the alliance, were particularly vocal in their objections. To them, the human tendency to assign names to ships was an archaic habit, an unnecessary distraction in an age where precision and efficiency were paramount. Commander Ventress, a Thersian delegate, addressed the human envoy during a high-level council meeting, their voice a smooth monotone of logic. "We have analyzed your fleet's practices. This naming convention seems wasteful. Ships exist for purpose, not sentiment. Why do you persist in such inefficiencies?" Commander Alara Ventress stood her ground, her voice calm but firm. "Ships are more than steel and circuits. They carry history, hope, and the burden of those who entrust their lives to them. A name is not inefficiency. It is purpose made manifest." The Derexian's calculating gaze narrowed. "A tool does not require purpose beyond its function. This is a flaw in human thinking, one that will hinder you in times of crisis." Ventress allowed a faint smile. "When the time comes, perhaps you'll see otherwise." Her words stirred murmurs across the assembly chamber. Most dismissed her as another sentimental human, clinging to traditions that held no place in the vast, efficient machinery of galactic civilization. Yet a few species, particularly the empathic Lyrillans, seemed intrigued. The debate might have ended there if not for the Derexians' determination. In their view, humanity's practices warranted closer scrutiny. If this emotional attachment to ships was indeed a weakness, it could jeopardize the Alliance's efficiency in battle. "We will observe your fleet in action," the Thersian delegate declared. "Let us see if these names bring you strength or failure." Ventress's enigmatic smile lingered. She offered no further argument, no defense of her traditions. The human fleet's records spoke for themselves, she believed, though it would take more than statistics to convince the doubters. As the session adjourned, whispers filled the chamber. Humanity's stubborn insistence on naming their ships became a curiosity, a subject of speculation. Few could imagine that soon, the galaxy would face a trial that would test not only humanity's traditions, but the very fabric of the Alliance itself. The fleet emerged from hyperspace into a chaotic scene. The ancient superweapon loomed in the void, a monolithic relic of a forgotten age. Its angular design pulsed with ominous energy, and every few moments, it unleashed devastating blasts of power. Entire planets had fallen silent in its wake. The Alliance fleets surrounded it, but their efforts were scattered and ineffective. Ships designated by numbers barked orders through calm channels, their crews faltering under the sheer scale of destruction. Precision and logic dictated their maneuvers, but against an enemy of such unpredictable lethality, calculation alone was insufficient. One by one they fell. Then came the human fleet. The Resolute took the lead, flanked by the Endeavor and the Dauntless. Their arrival was marked not by chaos, but by a rallying cry transmitted across all channels. Commander Ventress's voice carried clear and unwavering. "To all Alliance ships, this is Commander Ventress of the Resolute. Hold your formations. We will buy you time to regroup. Remember why you're here. There are lives depending on us. Stand firm. Humanity stands with you." The message was simple, yet its effect was profound. For the first time, the scattered fleets found focus, their crews inspired by the resolve of the human ships. The Resolute spearheaded an attack, charging directly toward the superweapon. Other ships fell in behind them, emboldened by their courage. The human ships moved with purpose, their names spoken aloud by their crews as if invoking a shared legacy. For the Dauntless, for the Endeavor, for the Resolute. The words echoed through their halls, imbuing every maneuver with a sense of unity that could not be measured by logic alone. The superweapon retaliated with relentless force. Its energy beams tore through the void, narrowly missing the Endeavor as it weaved through enemy fire. The Dauntless took a direct hit, but even as it burned, its crew fought on, buying precious seconds for the rest of the fleet. Inside the Resolute, Ventress stood at the center of the bridge, issuing commands with calm precision. She knew the odds were against them, but her determination never wavered. "We carry more than weapons," she told her crew. "We carry every soul who ever believed in the impossible. We carry their hopes, their dreams, and we will not falter." The Resolute charged forward, drawing the superweapon's fire. Its shields buckled, its hull groaned, but it pressed on. Ventress's plan was clear, a suicide run to deliver a decisive blow. The crew carried out their orders without hesitation, their voices steady as they repeated their ship's name. The final strike came in a blinding explosion as the Resolute collided with the superweapon, detonating its core. The blast sent shockwaves through the battlefield, silencing the weapon's deadly onslaught. When the light faded, the Resolute was gone. In its place, a solemn silence settled over the fleet. The human sacrifice had turned the tide, and the galaxy bore witness to the power of names that carried not just identity, but purpose.